Thanks for checking out my video. If you want to learn more from me, I have a lot of classes on Udemy. You can find the links to a lot of those in the description.
So, I've been churning a lot of different ideas around in my head, and I've been up for like 3 hours at this point, so I'm probably going to go to bed after this. But I thought of the idea of creating conditions for different things. So, you know, when we're talking manifestation, law of attraction, magic, and different things like that, we have to think about the inner world and the outer world. So, regardless of what your goal is, what you want to achieve, what you want to create, what you want to make, you have to create the correct conditions around that particular thing in order for it to manifest. If you think about like a garden, or if you're trying to grow any kinds of plants, think of the different things that you need around that. You know, I have carpet in this room. If I wanted to have a plant in here, I couldn't just, grab something out of the woods or at a garden store or what have you and just stick it on the carpet and then hope to have, some nice flowers hanging out in my basement, right? I have to create the correct conditions around that. So think of what flowers need. They need soil, they need light, they need water. Even when you're planting, you might want to. Pix, can you not do that to the laptop? Come here. Yeah, I wasn't just faking it. This one likes to rub her face on the side of the laptop screen. Come on. She's gotten a lot bigger since she had her surgery, which means she's a heck of a lot healthier, although she's on a diet now. If you look back in a bunch of my different videos from, well, the last many, many years, she was quite smaller. That's why we called her Pixie, but she's not exactly a pixie anymore. Anyways, you have to create the right kinds of conditions around the different things that you want to manifest. Like, she was sick, right? And that's actually what made her so tiny. Her body didn't have the right conditions in order for it to be healthy because it was fighting off infections. She had a lot of breathing problems, a lot of asthma problems, and then she actually had a uterine infection that required her to get fixed. And then that's when she started to get a little healthier. And then because of the different conditions around her, mainly too much food, she got a little chonky, right? So now I got to create the conditions around her to make her a little healthier, which is controlling her food, which she's doing pretty good at. Anyways, let me let you down here. If I could get your claws out of my shirt. So, you got to think, right? If you are bringing a cat in your house, you want to create the right conditions. You want to make sure that they have a litter box. If you want to have them go outside, make sure it's safe out there. My cats don't go outside because we have bobcats and bears and different things. So that's not happening. But even internally, if you want to manifest something new in your life, like a new job, think about what internally do you need to do. You got to transform and fight off any doubts that you're going to be bad at that job, any fears of leaving your current job, or even, getting that promotion, or any ideas around how you are not worthy about it. You might be like, yeah, I really want this job, but you're manifesting different things around you all the time. You are manifesting your environment around you, even the conditions of your environment around you, by what you think and what you do, how you feel inside, and how you act. If this basement is dirty and I don't do anything about it, I'm continuing to manifest the clutter and the dirtiness of it. But if I take action on that and I say to myself, I deserve a clean space, I want to have a clean space, and this is something I really want, so I'm going to take action on it, then it happens. With a job, you got to attack your beliefs and actually go about, maybe you have to learn new things about that particular job you want. When you go to school, you learn different things because you're learning, you're creating those inner conditions of knowledge so that you can grow into that position that you want to be. To be as good with magic and stuff that I am, I had to create the conditions around creating like a space for myself to do my work. I had to create the inner conditions of reading all those books that you see behind me and plenty other different resources online and whatnot. So as you can kind of tell, it's both an inner thing and an outer thing. So you got to think about what your situation is now what you want it to be, and then what different things have to be changed both inside and outside of yourself in order to make that happen. If it's a relationship, well, if you've already had relationships and they've gone a certain way, patterns tend to repeat, right? So, what kinds of inner conditions do you need to change? What kind of feelings do you have about relationships? What kind of fears do you have about relationships? What kind of things have you done in the past? And what kind of junk do you bring to the table? Everyone likes to blame their exes and whatnot, but it's really a combination of stuff that you did and stuff that they did. Of course, you can go into a ton of different debates and stuff about, well, this person was this way and they did this all to me and blah, 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 blah. But if somebody was super mean to you or whatever, then maybe your boundaries weren't strong enough and they were able to bulldoze you, or maybe, you know, in my case, I used to have a lot of like insecurities and stuff, and that would act allow me or make me act in a certain way that then pushed others away from me. And so I had to change those different conditions. I had to, grow out of codependency, grow out of some anger problems and different things like that. Even with like changing bad habits, I used to have a drinking problem, and I can sit on that all day and know that I changed those conditions within me to where I didn't need to have any alcohol anymore, right? Because I changed what was making me crave that kind of stuff. And it's like I flipped the switch off. I haven't had a drink in over like 6 years at this point. And that's because I changed the inner conditions of how I felt and the outer conditions by not buying anything with alcohol in it, or even, setting foot in a store that sells it, other than the grocery store. But I don't even go down the aisle. I think you guys are getting what I'm trying to say here. So it's both inner work and outer work, and you have to create the conditions around what you want to make. Think of whatever your situation is as a flower in a garden. What things do you have to build around that in order for that flower, your result, your desire, to grow? Yeah. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Definitely drop stuff in the comments. You can always email me and whatnot. Be sure to check out any of my classes and stuff. Follow the links on my link tree down below for all of my good stuff. Good hunting.